Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick season finale of Doctor Who season 10, The Doctor Falls. Meredith, Bibbs, Alonso, explain.
What's to explain?
Yeah,
okay, fine. First off, this is the best season finale of Doctor Who I've seen ever.
Wow,
like right up there. This is really good stuff.
This is up there with Bill and Tennant's send off for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even Tennant's send off was just so kind of chaotic.
It was.
You know,
but Tennant was. He was my doctor,
yeah.
but that's not true. Capaldi's my doctor now. Like like Peter, like when he was saying like I'm not ready to go, I'm not ready to change. I'm like, no, I'm not ready either. Don't do it.
You were just getting good. Damn it.
No, he's my doctor. This is my first regeneration. That's why I'm a little baffled as to how this all plays out exactly. But
yeah, because you get a whole slew. You get an old master. You get you get the OG doctor.
Yeah. Okay, that's where it really lost me. Was the coda there?
Okay, so the coda. Okay, we'll skip right to the end. At the end of the episode, the doctor is dying, killed by a Cyberman. Was he killed specifically by Bill?
I was wondering that.
I couldn't quite tell. It was a little jumbled. But he's dying and he doesn't want to go, and he runs out of his TARDIS. He's about to explode. He manages to hold it off for a while, and then the first Doctor shows up. Now the first Doctor, the actor who played the first Doctor, has been dead for a long time. But they did something really fucking clever. They had a TV movie about the making of the first season of Doctor Who, and they brought in the actor who played the first Doctor to reprise the role as the first Doctor for real, and that is really clever.
It really is.
I'm not gonna lie, that is super cool. So I cannot wait to see.
So it'd be like bringing Jessica Lange in to play Joan Crawford, or to play Mildred Pierce rather.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's pretty cool. It's a really cool thing. So that's that ending, and it's gonna obviously come to a head again in the Christmas special.
Yeah.
So hence the snow.
Right.
But before that, we have, I think, the best Cyberman episode I've ever seen. And Cybermen are one of those Doctor Who villains who are old standbys, but they're kind of boring villains. They're just kind of this juggernaut of robots most of the time. And here there's a face on them. There's a human connection to them that even when people have been turned into Cybermen before, never read this well.
Yeah, and even going back to when we've seen the Mundosian Cybermen in the past, like this put a whole new twist, a whole new element, and like I finally feared. I was actually truly afraid of the Cybermen for once. Like normally I'm like, oh look, it's robots are dumb.
Well, because they're in a position where there's no escape. They're in this weird ship that's stuck in a black hole. If there's that great speech the Doctor has, is like, if we go up to the front deck where the TARDIS is, they're gonna have 10,000 years to figure out how to stop us. Its escape is an impossibility. That's a really, like, the best Doctor Who episodes tend to be the ones where no matter how capable the Doctor is, you can't imagine how he's gonna get out of it. And this is one of the better examples we've seen in a really long time.
Well, and also for a change, he doesn't. Which is the sort of thing. I liked the evolution of the Cybermen in the course of the episode, where they go from looking like Bill with all the stuff to suddenly being like little mini Ultrons or something.
Yeah.
And you bring up the thing where the Doctor, he's dying. We know he's dying. What's kind of cool about Doctor Who, as opposed to a lot of other shows where, like, okay, they're not gonna kill Kiefer Sutherland on 24. They've repeatedly killed the Doctor. And even though he regenerates into another person, that version of him is dead and they don't wanna die. So there is consequence to Doctor Who, even though it's been on for 50 goddamn years, that doesn't exist in other shows, and they are really capitalizing on it this time.
No. Can I just jump in real quick?
Sure.
So we talk about the consequence of Doctor Who, but Moffat did a total Moffat thing with Bill, and that whole Deus Ex Machina of Puddle Girl coming back. And
Puddle Ex Machina.
Yeah, Puddle Ex Machina. That's so good. I was just like, when that twist happened, I was like, really? I mean, I did not want to see Bill go, but at the same time, I'm like, of all the unresolved storylines, like, I don't know, Bill's mom, we're bringing Puddle Girl back.
Yeah. Puddle Girl was cool. She had a star in her eye, and she went all out to the thingy. I don't know. I think it feels like they wrote themselves into a corner.
Yeah.
Where they kind of put Bill in a tragic situation, and there was no way to get her out of it. And so they realized, oh wait, we had a god character who was in love with Bill.
Or they could have just let a consequence happen, and the Doctor would have to truly deal with that.
That would also have been pretty great, but I wonder if it might have been too heavy. Because maybe, I don't know. You've got a really good point, and that is such a Stephen Moffat thing to do. But one thing I will say is one of the best scenes, and certainly one of the best story plot points I've ever seen in a Doctor Who episode, the death of the Masters. Oh my God, was that great. Because we had two Masters together. And one of the masters was becoming a better person. The other master was destined to become that master. And they killed each other.
I was not ready for Missy. I didn't think.
No, I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was good.
Getting back to Bill real quick, is that the shortest lifespan of a companion, 1 season?
No.
I don't remember them dying after 1 season per se, but one season is companion is not unusual.
There's even been like half season, like if you want it, like technical, because there's been like side companions, like extra companions.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, one season companion is not super unusual. I think it's been a while. Was it Martha? Was the last one we had? It was one. No, Catherine Tate. Was only
that's
one
right.
season.
Yeah, Catherine.
Donna was only one season. She was great. God, I miss Donna.
I know.
Donna was so cool. Donna was my favorite companion ever.
I get we have like, scenes where we have multiple doctors coming in, but can we also get like a bunch of companions coming back?
A companion piece, if you will.
Yeah.
I like to think they all get together for lunch once a year.
Right?
Wouldn't that be cool?
Except for poor Rose.
Except for Bill.
Well, and Donna, who's not allowed to even know the doctor even exists. This sucks.
See, maybe they don't then.
Yeah, that's really sad.
And the ones who died in New York many years ago because they got trapped there in a time loop.
We don't speak of them.
We don't speak of Rory and yeah.
So this is going to be my first new doctor. I have to wrap my head around that. It's going to be
real weird.
But no, I think you're right. This is a strong episode, and it does have actual consequences, and certainly after this season's it was all a computer simulation episode. They really weren't allowed to do that again. I'm glad they didn't.
That was my fear. That was like, oh guys, they're gonna do this. Yeah, I'm still having feels about the Missy thing because I didn't expect the master to full on just kill his, just no regeneration, no nothing, just stop both hearts.
Well, what's kind of cool about it is that they're both the same character and they both can't believe they're the other person.
Yeah.
And they can't kind of exist in the same world as that other person. You need to die so you can become me, and you need to die so I never become you. And that's so great. And they even set it up pretty cleverly when they talked about how the master just is kind of hazy on their regeneration. And they talk about how when doctors or Time Lords meet each other, it's such kind of a paradox that their memories can't really hang on to that. And that works so goddamn great.
And the doctor will never know that Missy.
No, we'll never know. How great is that? My God, the drama. And they earned it all over what was really, there's a couple of dud episodes in the second half, but really, one of the most consistent seasons of Doctor Who since the Tennant era.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so great.
I know, Moffat gave his all.
He really did.
Because I loved, and I will say, so as soon as that episode aired, finished on our DVR, automatically BBC was playing "Girl in the Fireplace," which is inarguably my favorite episode of Doctor Who.
Sure.
So it was just a nice reminder of
we critique Moffat and with good cause. He has certain foibles that have driven us nuts over the years. But you look at his earlier episodes when he was just a writer; they were impeccable. And the highlights of the Moffat era have indeed been really fantastic. It's just, it feels like the episodes in the middle and his attitudes towards women in particular have been a bit regressive, and we need to move on.
And maybe
I'm looking forward to moving on.
Maybe that's why they couldn't kill Bill all the way, because Moffat needed to be. If someone put Moffat on the line and said you can't fridge her.
We like Bill too much, man. You can't do it. You can't do it. So what are we looking forward to? Obviously, we have a Christmas special with 2 doctors.
You're right.
I hope they do something clever. But we'll see how far it goes.
I've heard inklings that we might see a return of Clara. There's been rumor about that.
That makes sense because she's seen every doctor throughout history.
Exactly. So it'd be nice to have her give a send off, which I hope that means more Maisie Williams with her. So
that would be cool.
Do we think then? Okay, so we are getting Capaldi in the Christmas special. That seems to be established.
That's usually their send off.
Usually get a Christmas special.
Are we going to get new doctor in this one, or are they going to make us wait till season 11?
Frequently, the new doctor. This is how it's been so far lately. The end of the episode is the doctor dies, we regenerate, we get a brief moment with the new doctor, and then that's that. That's typically the way it works. You get one line of dialogue where you find out a little bit more about them, and it's intriguing.
Did Capaldi appear in the Christmas special before his?
At the very end.
Okay.
So I have an interesting thing. I know there's rumors abound of the next doctor, but okay, how many regenerations are we on this?
I think he's reset. I think this will be his first set of new regeneration.
Okay, so he's reset. So wouldn't that be something if they're bringing in first doctor in almost kind of re-going through the history? What if it was all just cyclical? I know that's not going to happen, but what?
It'd be cool though.
It would be cool.
Well, what if they want to go through all the history? Well, we've already sort of popped the cork on recasting an old Doctor. What if he meets all the Doctors?
Exactly.
Like every single one.
Yeah.
Like, and they have to recast. So be it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure Matt Smith can come back real briefly or something like that.
But it would be an interesting thing that if instead of regenerating into a next new form, like a 14th form, the actual regeneration is the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we think this is when we finally get a female Doctor or a Doctor of color or something out of the ordinary from the run of this show?
Mean,
we're dramatically overdue. If they've established already that Time Lords can regenerate into different genders, into different ethnicities. The idea, and it was sort of like when before we questioned such things, they got away with it. But now that he has regenerated into a white dude, 12 times. This is like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead was a 50-50 chance every time the thing came ahead. Here it's just like all the millions of possible variables, and you ended up with a British white dude every time.
And if the Master can become Missy, I think.
Is Luther over? Is Idris Elba available?
He'd be cool. Actually, you know, if we have to have a white dude, I was thinking about this. I would love Peter Dinklage.
Okay, yes.
That's like the one white dude I would just be like, okay, you know what, he'd bring something really cool to it. I'd actually be totally fine. But there have been rumors about various people who might be the Doctor.
Yeah, there's
Phoebe Waller-Bridge?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm bad with names.
Who's in an upcoming isn't she in upcoming Star Wars? She's in the I think
is she? Okay.
Well, she's on Broadchurch.
Yeah, she's on Broadchurch.
Which is the new executive producer of Doctor Who.
Yeah, well, and also then David Tennant.
Also, another connection right there. There was a while I would have been totally fine with Olivia Colman. And by a while I mean still right now. That would still be really cool.
Now, I think.
Well, screw it.
All right, fine. But you know, and then if you have a female companion, you could have you're a female Doctor. You have a male companion.
Well, they've even had male companions before. They've already done that one.
Oh, okay.
Nardole is totally a companion.
He is a companion.
Yes, fair enough. Oh,
I hope he gets on. I hope him and the lady get on with each other.
It'll be fine.
I know, I love Nardole.
Oh yeah,
all those fucking kids.
But it's kind of cool that we love. I think the other reason we didn't talk about this when we lost Bill is I think when Russell T Davies left, he left Moffat with a clean slate.
Yeah.
New Doctor, all the old stories are cleaned up. All the companions get an ending.
Yeah.
And you have new Doctor, new companion, new beginning, new TARDIS.
Yeah.
Everything resets. And there's still a little time for him to maybe do all of that, but it seems like he's clearing a path.
No, and as
he
should, generation. Because that's, you know, when Doctor Who came back with Eccleston, we kind of got a refresh start. And I think it's important, because I don't want to see another 20-year lull between shows. I'd rather see this.
Given how few consistencies there have been over the long run of this show, do we think they're going to have a TARDIS that can look like anything but a London call box?
I think not.
I mean, that just seems like if there's one thing they can't that is inviolable
it's
here.
Still broken.
It's still broken, and we've seen like there's I'm trying to remember. Now you don't think you saw did you see the episode where they visited the Doctor's tomb like millions of years in the future? Because the TARDIS was there and it looked like a phone box.
Yeah, I think I'd rather it always. That's the one thing that needs to stay.
I'm waiting. There's gonna be a day. There's gonna be an episode of Doctor Who when they blow our minds. When in order to get out of an impossible situation, they have to fix the chameleon circuit.
Yeah.
And it actually is something else, and no one's gonna see it coming. Everyone's going, oh my god! And then like they get out of the way, and everyone's great.
Again.
No, I think the Doctor should just take a hammer to it and just go, don't need that anymore. I liked it better this way.
Also, I want to give one shout out to the visual designs of this episode. Every scene where you saw the Cybermen jetting through the spaceship, it was so dystopian. It was so wonderful. It reminded me of a KMFDM poster. I was like, yes, I approve. I just like that right there was just kind of something that has still stood out to me.
And I liked the hologram sky a lot.
Yeah,
that was
nice.
Sort of unnerving.
Yeah, they managed to take again. It's a ship.
Yeah.
And they managed to get everything they needed out of it while still making it feel claustrophobic. That's a really impressive two-part
No, it is. And like I crap a lot on like the effects of Doctor Who because that's part of the fun. I mean, it's supposed to be kind of cheesy, but when they do something that's so stark and wonderfully done, I'm like, okay, yeah, you're starting to get like some elements that it works within the confines of what they do, but I love it.
And who knows, there may be a thing where like the call box where the show doesn't want to get too slick,
exactly.
like the seeing the strings or the seams or whatever is part of the appeal.
Yeah, like when the ship came in with Master and Missy on it, like I'm like, is that made out of cardboard? That might be made out of cardboard. I think that's cardboard.
And we like it that way.
Yes, and it shouldn't be any other way.
Yeah.
All right, well, this was a hell of a season, I think.
Great season,
and R.I.P. Bill, but whatever.
R.I.P. Doctor.
R.I.P. Doctor. R.I.P. Capaldi.
Bill's
I know.
not dead.
And both Masters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Bill's not dead. She's a star.
That's
star
right.
couple.
She's a wet star.
She'll team up with Clara
like
at
Esther
the end of the
Williams.
universe.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, thank you guys for watching all this with us, and come back at Christmas.
Yay.